Hey everybody, and welcome to another player card review video. Today we're going to be talking about the LAIR of DAGON player cards. So why don't we dive right in and get this one going with an Enchanted Armour. It's a 1-cost, 2 experience. Takes up the body slot and the spell slot. Commits for a brain and a foot. It's a ritual and armor. Play Enchanted Armour under the control of any investigator location. Forced. After damage and or horror is placed on Enchanted Armour, the owner of Enchanted Armour tests Brain X, where X is the total amount of damage and or horror on it. If the test fails, discard Enchanted Armour and assign the damage and or horror just placed on it elsewhere.
I like this card. Am I under illusions to it being good? No.
No.
No, it's not particularly powerful.
I was going to say it's a neat card, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's fairly niche. You need to be able to both play blue cards and pass a brain test that's got to be bigger than 3. Because otherwise, there's just better choices, you know. So that limits the people who can play it quite severely, I think.
I think we can all agree it's pretty real in Yorick. Like, that's the spot where it's, like, impressive.
Yeah, I bet it's also pretty good if you're playing Diana Stanley.
But it's not just when you're like, hey, you know what I want to do? I want to put this in my blue deck because that sounds fun, right?
This card's garbage in Tommy, right?
Yeah.
Because it discards and not defeated. Or does Tommy care about discard? I thought it was defeated. But
yeah, no, like it doesn't do the Tommy Muldoon thing, but Tommy has access to red cards, so he can pump up his brain score pretty big, and just like give this away to one of his teammates to be like, hey, so if I'm not standing here, you have this.
But all in all, like, not super great.
No, it's not an exceptional card. It is fun to play with, but you definitely got to pick your battles on that one.
Tommy has 3 brain.
Yeah, but he has access to red cards.
Yep, yeah.
So.
But I mean, 3 you can pump up, right?
Yeah, you can get that. You can get that number fairly high. Blue has like lots of static buff. However, for this, like you only need to pass a big test one time.
And like he's probably running Brother Xavier, right? So that's
cards like Lucky are very strong with it, where you can just be like, put 6 damage on there, bud.
Yeah, instead of failing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that we were very happy when he was protecting Travis with this one. Like it was nothing.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. No, it like I think the decks that it is good in, you will notice that it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Just most decks are not going to be that deck.
Yeah. All right, we got Nephthys. 3 cost, 4 experience. Commits for a brain and 2 fists. She's an ally. Has 2 horror, 2 damage soak. She's also blessed. You get +1 brain. As a reaction, when one or more blessed tokens would be removed from the chaos bag during a skill test, seal them on Nephthys instead. As a lightning bolt, exhauster either reveals 3 blessed tokens sealed on her, or return 3 blessed tokens sealed on her to the token pool to deal 2 damage to an enemy or location.
She's so good for the blast art.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Because this is one we talked about in the videos where, like, if you can get, like, double duty out of your blessed tokens, like, that's where it's just, like, really starts being nice. And damage is really nice. And she also gives you +1 brain, which also then your Holy Rosary, which puts blessed tokens into the bag.
+2.
Yeah. So, like, you're going to get more blessed tokens in there.
+2 is bigger than whatever you started with.
It's true. That is just how numbers work.
That is just math.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she's a sweet card.
Yep.
Nice and strong. All right. Stygian Eye. This is a 10-cost, 3 experience event. Its insight and its curse commits for 3 brain. Fast. Play only during your turn. Reduce the cost to play Stygian Eye by 1 for each curse token in the chaos bag. Until the end of the round, you get +3 to each of your skills.
I think this card is bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
It doesn't actually give you +3 your skills, right? It just offsets the immense amount of curse
tokens
tokens
you're
you've
going to
dumped
get.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out if there's 10 curse tokens in the bag, it's actually not that hard. to only draw 1 or 0.
Brent's talking from salty experience from today's recording.
Just get good
Yeah.
scrub.
I
Unless
even
you,
got to draw 1 for sure, and I had an Olive McBride. I couldn't find a second one. It's easy. You just
Yeah.
don't do it.
yeah, only Travis
Yeah.
draws the curse tokens in that scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like it really just like exactly what you said. It really kind of just does nothing because you're just offsetting the curse tokens.
Yeah. This is a yellow card. You can't play an off-class yellow card. Like yellow investigators, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. All right. We got up next upgraded Hyperawareness. This is a 2 cost, 4 experience talent asset that commits for 2 book and 2 foot. Uses 2 resources, replenishes these resources at the start of each round as a lightning bolt. Spend 1 resources from your resource pool or from Hyperawareness. You get +1 book or +1 foot for this skill test.
This card's really good.
Yeah. I like these ones, the level 4 ones.
Yep.
Like they're a big investment for experience, but they just are really nice. Like how would you like just +2 book?
They're really nice,
Sure.
like late game kind of throw in.
Yeah, yeah.
You just like take out a perception for this or whatever.
You just cut your deductions for this. Yeah.
Nope.
Easy.
They do different things.
They both give +2 book. I can't even argue that in
They're
good
the
faith.
same.
I can't even fake argue against deduction. I love that card.
It's so good.
It is very good. Yeah, just and also like the foot can be relevant too, right?
Mhm.
Like if you're like against a 2 foot evade and you have 2, you're now up 2 just on this card without having to actually like put anything into it.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think all of them are good. Just some of them are better than
Yeah.
others. Like the blue one is not particularly impressive, but like the red one and the yellow one,
Yeah,
pretty good.
green.
The purple one because you care about your
yeah, the
brain.
purple one's like pay 1 to make your good number bigger.
Oh, let's go.
Does another thing too, but who cares?
I like my good number being bigger.
Yeah,
All right, next we got is the Goose.
the goose is sick.
This is a 2 cost, 2 experience, packed asset that's also exceptional because it really costs 4. You get +1 to all 4 of your stats. Forced. After Goose enters play, make a promise to the Goose using the following formula. I shall not draw, play, or commit any cards during each of my turns. If you break this promise while the Goose is in play, discard it and add 10 curse tokens to the Chaos bag.
Yeah, do not anger the goose.
But maybe sometimes you want to anger the
Maybe
Goose.
sometimes, but then the goose is still angry at you, and it won't help you.
It's you.
Yeah. The promise to the Goose is pretty easy to keep if you just make the right choice.
Yeah. A small part of it comes down to deck building, where like when you're putting your deck together, or by the time you've gotten to the point that you wish to spend 4 XP on this, you want to know which thing it is that you do not want to do. Rarely play. It's probably draw or commit.
Yeah.
But whichever one it is you've chosen not to do, you should have included cards in your deck to make sure that this will not harm you. Also worth noting, it only cares about during your turn. So if you wish to commit your skill cards during somebody else's turn, it's okay. The goose will look the other way.
Yeah, the goose don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that.
The Goose is just happy you're here. It's like finally someone I can yell at.
Yeah, or also like majorly committing them to your own test during the Mythos phase. That's not part of your turn.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Likewise with like draw,
yeah,
It's like the
yeah.
same
If
thing.
it weren't, it would just be like you play it, and then the end of the turn, the goose is like, "You fuck!
You tricked me!
You said you wouldn't do that.
Which would be kind of fun.
You're like, what?
All right. We got Hard Knocks is the next
This
card.
one's also pretty good.
Yeah, 2 cost, 4 experience, same thing. 2 resources. It replenishes each round. You get +1 fist or +1 foot. Relevant stats for green. Relevant
Yeah.
things for green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're doing that. If you're like the guy who wants punch.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not exactly certain as to what it is that he's drinking, and how it's making
Swill.
him run faster.
Yeah.
Because
He just chugs it. Just
Yeah,
sprinting.
yeah.
You're like, oh my god.
It's probably an energy drink with liquor in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, like I don't know how that would make you run better, faster for a little bit maybe, but
It was just during Prohibition. He's just
Yeah.
drinking something that was like
Yeah.
made. It's like this. We don't know much about this
We
patch,
don't.
but just
Yeah.
take it.
yeah. Card's good though.
Yeah.
If you're playing green, you definitely want one of these 2 numbers. And if you don't, you're Trish, and you still kind of want Foot. Though.
There's probably better ways to get it for sure. So.
Yeah, you get to play yellow cards. They're broken.
Like those new hiking boots.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. +1 foot.
Yep.
Alright. Next up we got is Ikiaq, I think is how you pronounce that. 3 cost, 3 experience, ally sorcerer. Takes up the ally slot, of course, because she is an ally. Comes for a brain and a book. You get +1 to brain and book, and you get -1 brain and book for each weakness beneath her. When investigator location draws a basic weakness, exhaust her, cancel that weakness's effect, and place it face down beneath her. Its owner must draw it if Ikiaq leaves play.
Man, maybe I should have bought one of those last time around so I could just eat the cover up.
Yeah. That being said, I really don't like this card, to be honest. It's like, it eats the 2 stats you're going to care about if you're purple. It takes up your ally slot, takes experience.
It only eats it 1 time, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to eat anything twice.
Like, it depends what the weakness is. If the weakness is bad enough, like, sure. Yeah,
I think, like...
I also just don't like things interacting with basic weaknesses for the most part.
Yeah, no, I support that. I also am not, like, too excited about this card. I just think there's, like... there's more, like... When you're a survivor and you get an ally that has, like, or, like, a seeker and they have, like, +1 to your skills, you're like, okay, let's go, I'm ready. With Mystic, though, there's, like, cooler things you can do with your allies, right? Like, Diana is just, like, so much cooler than this.
Diana.
Right? Yeah, sorry. But, like, I feel like this is a good tech choice if you're Mystic and you draw, like, a Doomed, right? For your basic weakness. But other than that, I'm not too into this card.
I don't like the social expectations that come with this, where, like, you're just kind of the team's piss boy all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, no.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
For me, I'd just be like, you can draw that drawing the Elder Sign. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, still, it's like...
Like, I'm only ever eating my own weaknesses.
Like, you can't even eat your investigator-specific one. It's kind of like... Yeah, like, what's the point?
I suppose.
Yeah, I
like,
think...
you can't even eat the one that's supposed to be crippling your investigator. You're just kind of like... I just don't see it, man.
Yeah, once again, I think the only time is if you haven't mulliganed it, like an Overzealous or Doomed. Other than that, it doesn't... Like, basic weaknesses aren't that bad, right?
Most of them, anyway.
Yeah, most of them. You'll know when you would want her. And even then, there's cooler things you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll get the mind wipe for our own allies. And we can just have her eat a bunch of weaknesses and then be like,
Yeah.
we don't have any text anymore.
I would be
I
genuinely
sincerely doubt
astounded
it.
if they print mind wipe for your own cards.
Yeah.
But they could.
Good.
A lot of things could happen.
All right, this next one's
Two.
Also kind of awful.
Flute of the Outer Gods. This is a 4 experience.
It's an instrument.
X cost instrument. Takes the hand slot, commits for a brain, a fist, and a foot. Exceptional, so costs 8 experience.
Yeah.
Seal up to X curse tokens. As an action, you can exhaust Flute of the Outer Gods and release a curse token sealed on it to choose a non-elite enemy at your location. Either move the chosen enemy to a connecting location or deal its damage to any enemy at its location. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So you can make it punch itself, yes.
Like, this does have good things going for it, where, like, it seals all the curse tokens in the bag. Assuming you can pay for it. And it does do
This
test...
does cost 10.
Yeah.
Seal.
It does cost, like... Or it does do testless damage, and or testless... not quite evade, but similar. But yeah, like... Why does this cost so much, man?
I'm mostly just disappointed because moving enemies is powerful. Forcing enemies to move is strong.
Yeah, but it's not elite.
Yeah, because it can't be. Because if you could force elite enemies to move, there are a lot of scenarios that could be bricked.
Yeah. But didn't we...
They just don't do that.
Maybe I've just suddenly forgot, but didn't we just, like...
Yeah, but then you have to know what they are ahead of time.
Like, weren't there cards in Now Edge of the Earth that we've seen that... I understand, like, each thing is different, but, like, that also moved enemies, and they were like, this costs 8 experience, and you need to have curse tokens in, and you need to pay as many curse tokens as you want to pull out. Like, that's just a lot for a card that, like, You move an
Yeah.
enemy, or you're like, hey, what is this enemy's damage value? Oh, he's 0 and 1 horror. Okay, it does. I'll just like move him to another location.
Yep. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
move to another location for a lot of enemies is just defeated, though.
It's true. It's true. I just think it's just some of the numbers are just too high on this card and not the good numbers.
Yeah, like, to be honest, this
Yeah.
could be a lightning bolt and it'd probably be pretty okay. But having to spend action and exhausted too is just like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm mostly just sad that you can't, pick elite enemies. So, you show up and Yig's like, I'm going to kill you. And you're like, tweet, tweet. And he's like, nah, I'm going to kill this bitch instead.
We can have other people hit.
Yeah,
Yig.
punch Yig.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
tweet, tweet. And it's like, oh, God, get him. Now the rule is, though, if you use this card, you have to say tweet, tweet before you do something.
It'd be cool if you could, like, another option was to, like, evade an ancient one.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd also be very flavorful.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm very sad. Whenever I see this card, I get sad because I want it. I love the Flute of the Outer Gods like flavor, and I just wish it was playable.
Yeah, I was going to buy it, then I realized it cost 8.
It costs so much.
And I was like, what could I do with 8?
Like everything else.
Yeah, and the short answer was like a lot of different things.
Yeah. All right, we got a Watchful Peace.
It broke.
It broke. It broke. This is a 1-cost 3 experience Spirit Blessed event that commits for 2 brain. As additional cost to play Watchful Peace, search the Chaos Bag, enter cards in play for a total of 5 blessed tokens, and return them to the token pool fast. Play when the draw and counter card step of the Mythos phase would begin. Skip this step of the Mythos phase.
They forgot a line of text on it.
Yep.
Yep.
They fixed it in
Yep.
Taboo List, but yeah, it's broken.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good, next card. Man, this one's so good.
This is the best one.
We got Dig Deep.
Yes.
This is a 2-cost 4 experience like the others.
Yes.
Spend resources that replenish. Spend 1 resource from resource board from Dig Deep. You get +1 brain, +1 foot for this skill test.
Magic getting +2 to whoever tests the
Yeah.
game asks you in the Mythos phase.
Yeah, you know how we say
Pretty
guts
sick.
is good?
Every turn, baby.
Every turn, sometimes more if you need it.
Sometimes foot.
Yeah,
sometimes
sometimes the
foot.
game's like test foot 5, if you fail, die. And you're like, no thank you.
This one would be
No.
like, this is, in the Return to Circle
No,
Undone,
no,
this
no.
is like incredible.
Yeah.
Just like, you're
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm not scared of
Yeah.
anything.
I think in most of them, this one's pretty solid. Is it a priority upgrade? Not unless you're doing something strange.
This is a very nice, like,
yeah.
just cap, though.
Not unless you're doing something strange. Like maybe if you're Patrice, this is real important to you.
Yeah.
Because you're probably trying to use your brain to do everything, and 4 is not actually that big of a number.
It's not.
And this will help you like you punch up to the average test difficulty, which is going to be bigger than your number.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, there is never a point that I would put this in my deck and feel bad about it, unless I had not paid for the parts of that my deck needs to work first.
Yeah. Sweet. Favor of the Moon.
Can we do these ones together?
Yeah, of course. Favor of the Moon, Favor of the Sun. Zoop, zoop. So Favor of the Moon, 1 cost, 1 experience. Pact Curse commits for a book and a fist. Fast seal up to 3 curse tokens. If there are no tokens sealed on Favor of the Moon, discard it. As a reaction, when you would reveal a Chaos token from the Chaos Bag, exhaust Favor of the Moon. Resolve a token sealed here instead as if it were just revealed in the Chaos Bag, then gain 1 resource. Favor of the Sun costs 1 more, commits for a brain and a foot. You seal Blessed instead, and the same thing when you reveal a token. Grab a Blessed token, but you don't get a resource because Blessed good, Curse bad.
I think
Real nice for, like, combo things.
Yep.
I think Favor of the Moon is the better one, because even if all you're doing with it is 1 fast seal 3 curse tokens out of the bag, that's still not awful, you know. Like, and if you do want those curse tokens for reasons, better you've always got them than your teammates drawing them at stupid times that aren't good for you, you know.
I don't like failing tests either, man.
Yeah. I think if you're playing with Curse and Blessed and you want to draw them, this is what you need to draw them.
If you're playing Paradoxical and you've got 1 of each, you're just like 3 past tests. That's
3 Elder Signs.
Yeah. If you're Father Mateo, That's infinite extra value. If you're not Father Mateo, whatever, it doesn't matter. You passed 3 tests and you got to pick which ones they were.
Yeah, Favour of the Sun is like so with the Guardian Blessed cards, but it's really good with the Survivor ones, where you can guarantee successes with Beloved, or you can effectively guarantee success with Ancient Covenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, if +2 no other token doesn't make you pass on a test, then whose fault was it really?
Yeah. Red's also worse at putting tokens in the bag, so it's a good way to hold on to them for when if you're saving up for Watchful Peace.
Yeah, super sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, you ready for a convoluted custom design one?
Oh god, yeah.
Oh man, I forgot this card existed.
We got Purifying Corruption, 4 cost, 4 experience, Ritual
my
Blessed
brain.
Curse. It's an asset, commits for a wild as a reaction when you draw a non-weakness treachery, take 1 damage and 1 horror, cancel that card's revelation, and place 1 resource on this card as Corruption. If this card has 3 or more Corruption, remove it from the game. As a lightning bolt, you can draw the top card in the encounter deck, either heal 1 damage and 1 horror, or remove 1 corruption from this card. You know what? You know the best way to heal horror is potentially put yourself at risk of taking a lot more.
Yeah, no, that's just the best possible way to heal damage too.
You do get to heal damage too. Yeah.
Yeah, this costs
So much.
like this card can't be better because then like just eating the game's turn 3 times is too good, but also like it's not worth it.
Because like the line is you draw a non-weakness treachery, take a damage, and then just do it again, and heal the damage you took.
I guess.
Do I have to? I don't have to exhaust it, hey?
No.
No.
So you're saying that I can just draw every card in the deck? Only in 1 turn if I want to.
I sure you can live through all. Like, because it doesn't specify. I mean, like, you have to finish each card before you draw the next one, right?
Right, yeah, but like, I can still just draw them all and, effectively take the game hostage while you guys have to wait for me to eventually die.
I mean, that's fine. If that's what you wish to do.
I mean, it isn't. It's just something that could happen.
Like these.
Actually, I'm not sure you can do it if you don't have a damage or horror or a corruption.
Sad.
Because you can't change. I mean, you do draw cards, that changes the game state. Maybe.
No, but the thing is, though, the draw the top of the card, that's the cost. So that's just the cost. You don't need to do the benefit.
Yeah, because so the difference between this and Lonnie Ritter is that Lonnie requires you to choose an item, and in order to choose an item, it must be one that is like a valid choice for the effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
The card,
which is kind of weird.
It is weird.
And I'm not a fan of it, but hey,
There's very much design by committee for all of these cards,
Yeah.
as they should. As I said previously in the video that is out already on the channel, they wouldn't do these cards if they just built powerhouses. They're like the weird cards for the people who like them, but I'm not one of those people, and I'm sure Travis definitely is.
Man, so you play this card in Diana Stanley, and then when you get the second corruption, you're just like in the basement. Get him in there. I don't know if you can you can fish it out of the basement again, but it's like real roundabout.
That is true. You could put it in the basement.
I'll be genuinely surprised if I recommend this in any of the expanded guides.
I would as well.
I will recommend this in literally anything.
You gotta stick to this script, friend.
So, you build a weird machine, and your machine has several moving parts. The first moving part is the fact that you are playing Agnes Baker.
That's not weird. I think this is good.
The second part is that you've chosen to play this card.
That is a weird choice.
And then the last part is that you're playing the Spirit of Humanity.
Okay.
So you're just ignoring treacheries at the cost of putting chaos tokens, like curse tokens, into the chaos bag. But it doesn't matter because you're probably
The bag?
no to heal yourself. It's curses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to take a damage or horror for this too. Yeah.
Yeah, because you take a damage and a horror to
That's
cancel
even worse
the
than I
thing.
thought.
And so you basically get to cruise around, ignoring the majority of what the Mythos deck does, but also shitting up the bag for you and your team. Is it any good? Probably not, but you can do it.
I think this would be neater if it put Doom on instead of resources, and then just said you couldn't remove Doom when it advanced to make you actually use it.
Yeah.
They make it worse for sure, and I don't think this card needs to be worse, but
Yeah, maybe if it just costs less to play, but like the downside was staggeringly worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week to talk about Into the Maelstrom. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.